Are you overwhelmed with anger? Do you feel like anger rules a part of your life? Do you feel like you'd love to get over and overcome the anger that you feel in your life, that it's driving you, it's moving you forward, but you actually want to have peace in your life? Well, in this video, I want to share what Jesus teaches us about anger. My name is Sven and welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here. And in this channel, we really try to teach you how to follow Jesus, the ways and the person of Jesus. Well, in Matthew chapter 5, Jesus teaches about anger, and I bet you can relate. Anger actually sometimes gets what we want. With my son, sometimes getting angry with him actually gets what I've asked for done. But the problem is it always ends up in tears somewhere along the way. And that's the thing with anger. Anger is like somebody owes you something, somebody has done something against you, and to get angry with them might actually resolve the problem, might actually get what you want. But the problem with anger is that if it's uncontrolled and unchecked, it actually leads to damaging relationships in your life. Anger can be unpredictable. Anger can make you unapproachable. And in severe cases can lead to rage, it can lead to hate. And so anger is a serious problem in our lives. If we want to have long-lasting, flourishing relationships, we have to learn to deal with anger in our life. And in Matthew chapter 5, Jesus teaches about the subject of anger. In fact, he says, murder is bad. Murder is a sin. In fact, murder is a crime. If you murder somebody, there's jail time, all sorts of things that happen. That's an extreme form of anger. But what Jesus says is he says this to the people that he was teaching. He says this to you and to me today. He says anger is actually the same as murder. Why? Because it comes from the heart. It comes from the same place in our heart that murder comes from. Jesus always takes it to another level. He exposes the motive of our heart to see how far short we fall to the standard of God, to the standard of what we're supposed to live under. And he says, if you have anger in your heart, it's the same as committing murder. In fact, Jesus says elsewhere that it is out of the overflow of our heart that our mouth speaks. And so when we have anger in our heart, whatever's in our heart comes out in our life. And so we have anger in our heart, anger comes out in our life in the way we talk and the way we treat people. And so Jesus is saying we need to deal with anger at the heart level. We can't just deal with it by trying to put on, behavior modifications. Now, there are solutions, there are ways that we can deal with anger in our life. But it's not behavior modification. It's not trying to put external circumstances or external barriers in place so that we can just have a filter. Now, self-control is important, and I want to encourage you to grow in self-control. But at the root of it all, self-control is not going, behavior modification is not going to solve the problem for you and for me. If we want to deal with anger and we want to follow the ways of Jesus and we want to, listen to me, and if we want to have more peace in our life and in fact have more self-control, what we need is not behavior modification, but a heart transformation. That's right, heart transformation. And what is so impossible about a heart transformation is that only Jesus can transform the human heart. If you and I are followers of Jesus, he has given us a new heart, and we need to learn to live in that new heart, live in that new life that he has come to give us. When we say yes to following Jesus, he gives us a brand new heart. Heart surgery takes place. But what we need to do is find the Jesus solution to our anger. And so how can we do that? Well, the first thing to do is to pray and to ask the Lord, ask Jesus to give you and to help you to operate at a new heart level, to say, I don't want to be angry. Lord, help me with my anger. Help me to become less angry more often. Of course, there are some things where anger is good, like justice, areas of mercy. Those areas are great when we become angry for a short, because it helps us to move in action. But we don't want to be angry people. We want to have peace in our heart, peace in our life, and we need Jesus to transform that. And so we want to ask him. The other thing we need to do if we want to be less angry and more patient, have more peace in our heart, is we need to learn to forgive people. That's right. In Matthew chapter 5, Jesus says that the solution to our anger is not necessarily just praying more or coming to worship God, but the solution to our anger is to forgive people. If there is someone that we have wronged or someone who has wronged us and we're angry about it, Jesus actually says it's better for us to go to that person, forgive them, and here's the key: be reconciled. Do whatever you can, as far as it is in your control, to have a relationship that's restored with that person. Now, I get it, not everybody you want to be super close with, and I understand that, but as far as you can, forgive and be reconciled. In that way, we know the Lord hears our prayers. We know in that way that we will deal with it at a heart level. It's not easy to forgive people, but Jesus says if we forgive them, we have dealt with the root of anger in our life. No more band-aids, but a heart transformation. Think about it. Who is it that you need to forgive today? Big or small? Even in marriage, even as a parent, there are some things we feel like that person owes us. Well, the way that we can respond to that is say, you know what, I'm letting go of that debt. You don't owe me anything anymore. In fact, that's what Jesus has done for us. He has forgiven the inexcusable in us so that we can forgive other people. Everyone is made in the image of God. You are made in the image of God, and He loves you, but He loves the people around you. Let's honor the Lord. Let's honor the ways of Jesus. Let's honor Jesus by honoring people and showing them kindness, compassion, forgiveness, and reconciliation. In this way, I promise you, you will have better relationships all around in your life, and you will feel the peace of God. I hope it's been helpful to you. If it has, why don't you consider sharing it with somebody, hitting the like button, leaving a comment, and I'll check up on you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel just yet, why don't you take the time, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can receive updates as they come out. Can't wait to see you in the next video.